this breaking news. Now, President Biden's campaign effectively on hold. He's isolating in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, after testing positive for COVID-19. And after that news broke, Biden was seen, look at him there, walking gingerly down the small stairs of Air Force One, the same stairs he struggled to walk up just moments before. He went one step at a time, even pausing for breaks. But Biden's COVID diagnosis, that may not be his biggest concern. The calls for him to exit the race are back, and they are growing louder and louder. They're coordinated. Nancy Pelosi reportedly told Biden that he cannot beat Trump, and his persistence could destroy the party's chances of winning the House. And Senate Leader Chuck Schumer, someone for whom Biden has a ton of respect for, also House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, they said the same to him behind closed doors. And now it appears the pressure is mounting. Axios reporting that top Democrats believe Biden will exit the race possibly as soon as this weekend. And it's widely known that President Biden likes to start his day by watching MSNBC's Morning Joe. He's really close with Joe Scarborough. Well, here's what Biden likely watched as he was having his morning coffee.
It's really incumbent on people that are around Joe Biden to step up at this point and help the president and help the man they love and do the right thing. This is not going to end well if it continues to drag out. The anger I hear are the people that are keeping him in a bubble.
Or who have their own interests.
Or who may have their own interests, some financial, in keeping him in the race. That is the real anger. And let me tell you, that's not just the anger from inside Congress. That is anger from inside his own political camp.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's a new day. We thank the good Lord it's a new day. Thank God it is a new day. So good to see you. It's me, WG, on our Channel 1 Life, many seasons. Here we are again. President Biden. He's been on the news for the last 2 weeks now. Hot news on President Biden. I really feel bad for President Biden. And I did a quick video not too long ago about him testing positive for COVID. And what I basically said, I think it's time for President Biden to rest. I think the COVID is a blessing in disguise for President Biden. I think it's time for him to hang the boots, go get your rest, and bow out. And just leave the Democratic Party with the rest of it. Let them figure it out. But let's just hear what's going on here, because now we're hearing he may call it quits. Growing concern in his party. I'm not sure how an 81-year-old man is handling all of that. Those pressures from internal and external. But now it's an internal pressure from his party. I feel bad for President Biden. If I were Jill, I'll tell him in a very loving tone, hubby, it's time to hang it up.
And it is widespread. It is widespread. Joe Biden deserves better. He deserves better than he is getting from those closest to him.
Wow, that is the president's close friend. Guy, we're getting breadcrumbs of reporting here and there, but I want to weave it together for our viewers. So I asked our team to scroll what we have learned to show and illustrate that this is a coordinated campaign. In fact, Axios describes it as relentless and coordinated. Saturday, Schumer told Biden at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, to drop out. Wednesday morning, the AP poll shows 70% want Biden out. Wednesday afternoon, Schiff, who is a Pelosi ally, calls on Biden to drop out. Wednesday afternoon, Hakeem Jeffries reporting comes out. And then Thursday, reporting about the queen of the Democrat Party, Nancy Pelosi, telling Biden the party's in peril. This is coordinated, Guy.
It is a full court press, and it's on. I think we haven't heard yet from Barack Obama. That might be the last one in this chain of events. And the question is, will this penetrate through to Joe Biden's thinking? Right, the COVID diagnosis, and we hope the current president rather is okay, He's up there in age, of course, and we wish him the best with that. But this diagnosis might be used as an excuse one way or another to move this thing, right? It could either be part of the reason why they hunker down and shuffle him away and out of this race potentially sometime soon.
Check out my video about President Biden testing positive for COVID, and that's exactly what I said. I think it's a strategy of the Democratic Party. They want to get him away from the media, and they could have time to kind of pull things back and come out with their plan, their strategic plan to bring up the next person. Because I know their convention is coming up shortly as well, in a couple of weeks or so, in a few weeks. So I think it's just a strategy.
It could also give the Biden campaign an opportunity to say, well, look, this is why his voice was faltering recently. He's been tired. Now we know why. It's a mild case and he's going to recover, but we're just resting. That buys them some more time. So, I mean, they have a real difficult situation on their hands if he continues to not want to go, right? The reporting that we're seeing, this Axios story, it's about what senior leaders believe they can do, not an insight into what Joe Biden himself is thinking or wants to do. That's the key. And I saw the campaign, the Biden campaign, spokesman just put out a statement moments ago that he is the nominee, meaning Joe Biden. So it's going to be a bumpy ride here for a while, and it's highly intriguing.
That is a really key point in all of this. Marie, we don't know what the president's thinking, but here's what we do know. The New York Times is saying he's talking about it. He's open to the discussion, campaign denying all of this. And then there's this Axios line, and this is from a close friend. It's the story that Guy was referencing. His choice, this is Biden's choice, is to be one of history's heroes or to be sure of the fact that there will never be a Biden presidential library. One of the president's close friends told Axios, I pray he does the right thing. He's headed that way. Marie, does he stay or does he go?
I think, Kaylee, that we are witnessing the last few days probably of Biden's reelection campaign. And once Nancy Pelosi comes to you privately and tells you it's probably the end, that's a good sign that that's where.
That hit me. That actually hit me. We are witnessing a potential last few days of President Biden's president campaign. Wow.
Where we're heading. And look, polls aren't perfect, but numbers don't lie. And we have from Blue Labs this week a new poll of battleground states, 15,000 voters. There are 4 Democrats who poll 5 points ahead of Biden: Wes Moore, Mark Kelly, Gretchen Whitmer, and Josh Shapiro. Kamala Harris polls 3 points ahead of him. And when you look at young voters or independents, Democrats do better by 9 to 12 points. In a close election, those are good enough margins that Democrats would win. And I do think that, we sort of paused on this conversation earlier in the week after the tragic and awful assassination attempt. And Democrats are coming together this week looking at the numbers and not having any confidence that there is a way to turn this campaign around. There are a lot of days left between now and November, but there's no plan and no ability that many of us can see that would allow Joe Biden to turn this campaign around. So I think we're getting close.
I think we are too. And underlying all of this, there's some irony here. The president cited a new reason that he might step aside. Let's roll the tape.
Is there anything that you would look to, you personally, not anybody else, not other pundits, not even perhaps family members, that you would look to say, if I see that, I will reevaluate?
If there is some medical condition that emerged, if the doctors came to me and said, you got this problem, that problem.
And I'm going to do the doctors. So Harris, he says this, and then the doctor puts out a note. He has COVID-19. We certainly wish him well. The first sentence of the doctor's note says, the president presented this afternoon with upper respiratory symptoms, non-productive cough, and general malaise. General malaise is a medical term, yes, but there's a political term, the malaise of the Carter years.
Yeah, I don't want to make too much out of this, and I don't mean to pour water on this, but he's been sick for weeks. And I know he's been tested for COVID more than once because he told the American public that, and that he, through his White House, had tested negative. Now he's tested positive. Whatever he had going on during that debate, they say he was sick. It hits your immune system. It's a lot easier to get stuff like the flu and COVID. So now he's got that. This may medically turn out to be something that he gets over rather quickly. And we pray for that. Of course, we want a speedy recovery from our commander in chief. At the same time, why can't the Democratic Party do what it said that Republicans should do? You know, because there was criticism of, oh, they're going to jump right back in. They say the president, you know, and they were making comparisons between an assassination attempt and COVID on MSNBC last night. I mean, all the things. Well, why can't they wait until he gets better to put the press on him? You know why? Because he's been defiant. And they figure now that he's back in the basement recovering from COVID in Delaware, maybe they can press him now to do what they want him to do. Donald Trump, former president, the nation's number 45th, told me on Saturday, hours before that attempted kill on his life. President Biden is in control because of the delegate situation.
He is.
There you have it. President Biden is getting hit from all sides in this party. I really feel bad for him. Like I said, if I were Jill and if I were Biden, I'm not sure how President Biden is going to win this battle against his party. When you have the heavy hitters, the Pelosi's, who in my opinion should be out anyway. Not even sure why she's still even talking and still in Congress. She should be gone. Jeffries. And who else? And now they're waiting on Obama. So, and once you hear from Obama, I think that's the last strike. So I wish President Biden's speedy recovery. I pray he gets better on time, and I pray he gets well. But I just suggest if I were President Biden, again, this is a suggestion. He makes up his own mind, or Jill makes his mind for him. I would just bow out, hang the boots, and tell the party I am done, and let them just run with it. Just go rest. You have done your part. We've seen what you can do at this point. If you got the other side telling you're not doing a good job, and now more importantly, you having people in your party saying you're not fit, I'm not sure how you're going to win that battle. So it hit me. They say we may very well hear from President Biden or from the White House in the next few days that President Biden is done and will no longer be the party's nominee. That's a heavy one. But no surprises that, because that's actually what I desire that would happen, because for President Biden's sake, not for the party's sake, because I'm an independent, so and it don't matter to me what they do. But more importantly, as a human and as a man, I could only imagine what President Biden is going through. Again, I pray for his speedy recovery, because it's still our president, and God requires us to pray for our president, whether we like them or not, because they are making decisions on our behalf. So I'm praying for President Biden's speedy recovery, and I just hope he can come to terms quickly in making that decision to just be done after his first term. Please put in the comment section below what you think, and let us have the discussion. I'll be coming back with more pieces. Thanks for stopping by. Just to remind ourselves that we always remember that we got one life with many seasons. So let's make the best of it. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. You take care now. Bye-bye.